Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your January 2017 general readings. And thank you so much for joining me here today. Welcome to all the newcomers. And thank you, as always, to those of you who continue to watch and listen and subscribe to my channel. Your support and feedback are magnificent. Keep those comments coming. I so enjoy reading each and every one of them. Remember that these are general readings. They're not going to resonate the same or play out the same for everyone who watches because there's thousands of you watching and everyone has different things going on in their lives, which is exactly why we always suggest that you watch your rising and your moon sign videos as well. They may play out a little more predictably for you this month, or they may just give you additional pieces of insight into what's going on in your life during the time frame that the reading covers. So try to watch all three if you can, sun, moon, and rising. I continue to use the Gilded Tarot deck for my general readings by artist Cyril Marchetti, drawing 8 cards for the month, 2 cards for each week, with an additional 9th card from the bottom of the deck as your overall energy and advice. Special thank you to those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings. It's a pleasure and an honor always to read for you. I am grateful for the trust that you place in me to interpret and intuit the cards for you. And if anyone is interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me and you have not read with me before, you can click on the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage, which will give you a little more information and also has my email address, which is Maggie, the number 1, McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you or anyone else you send my way. I do get a lot of requests for gift readings as well for family, friends, and loved ones. I do readings full time, 6 days a week, so I'm able to get back with you pretty quickly. Current turnaround time for readings, live or recorded, is anywhere from a couple of days upwards of a couple of weeks, but almost always within 2 weeks we can set up a reading for you. I do a variety of types of readings and length of time from 15 minutes to an hour and a half. And I also offer a 24 card spread yearly overview, which looks at every major sector of your life from 12 months from the time of the reading, which you can do at any time of the year. But this is a popular time of year that I always get a lot of requests for the yearly overviews as we're headed into a brand new year. People want to take a look at what the new year potentially holds for them. So if you're interested in that, mention it in the email and we'll go from there. So moving right along, let's get into this. This reading is for Capricorn for January 2017. The Earth sign of Capricorn, January 2017. What does the first month of this beautiful new year have in store for the Earth sign of Capricorn? Capricorn, January 2017. Okay, we begin with the Five of Cups, followed by the Fool. Next to that, we have the Ten of Cups, followed by the Four of Cups, the Ten of Wands, followed by the Four of Wands, and the Ace of Wands, followed by Death. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy is the Wheel of Fortune. It looks like a great month for you, Capricorn, but it's almost as if it's so good you're almost afraid to believe in it. It looks like there's some holding on to past energies as well. You have 3 major arcana cards in this spread, so there's a strong presence of the divine here as well, and divine timing and orchestration. Your overall energy is the Wheel of Fortune, so I think it's going to be a pretty blessed month for you. Major arcana cards represent those divine energies coming in, which of course we have no control over. They come into our lives to help lead and guide and orchestrate things for us, give us advice, and sometimes help us in the removal of things from our life that need to go, particularly when we're unable or unwilling to do such things. And your overall energy from the bottom of the deck, which I'm actually going to begin with, is the Wheel of Fortune, which represents a strong sense of divine timing and orchestration over this month, but in a truly fortuitous one. The Wheel of Fortune in the upright position represents a stroke of good luck, a stroke of good fortune, things working out in your benefit in probably some pretty unexpected ways. And I feel like there's things are working out for you a little better than you have anticipated. Um, And the Wheel of Fortune in the upright position is your overall energy to Capricorn. Whatever challenges you may be facing or any difficulties you may be having during this month, I feel they're going to work out. They're going to work out for you, actually. And again, I get this. I keep getting this phrase better than you anticipate. I feel like things are actually, we're going into the month Capricorn pretty well. You have a pretty bright, beautiful spread, but there seems to be some past energy here, perhaps some past loss or grief that you're still hanging on to. And it feels as if Spirit has kind of presented you with an opportunity for a new beginning to go into a new direction, which is very appropriate as we're headed into the brand new year of 2017. But I feel like for some of you, there's a bit of a reluctance and resistance, and still too much energy being put on some grief or loss that you've experienced, perhaps in the old year. We open the month with the energy of the Five of Cups, followed by the Fool. So here's another major arcana card here. This is my favorite major arcana card in the deck. The Fool represents new beginnings. You have a lot of major endings and new beginning energy in this spread. You have the Fool, which represents new beginnings, the Ace of Wands, which represents new beginnings. You have two tens, which represents the completion of something, to begin to build something new, death or transformation. A lot of new beginning energy here, which is perhaps maybe for some of you feeling a little overwhelming. The Fool represents those new beginnings in a pretty big way. This is a significant and profound energy, and it actually represents that time, that space between something ending in your life in a big way, like a significant chapter of your life closing, and that time right before you begin something new. It's that time in between where you're looking at what the possibilities and potentials are, which are infinite. Anything's possible, everything's possible. It represents that part of the journey, kind of the breath before the first step. Where are you going to go with this brand new beginning? It kind of feels like perhaps there's been a major ending in your life and you're feeling maybe a little bit lost and a little bit without your anchor. It's almost as if you've been propelled into this new beginning by forces outside of your control, and it feels a bit overwhelming and intimidating. And there's still some, it looks like a little too much energy being put into dwelling on past issues, particularly loss and grief, because that Fool card is crowned by the Five of Cups. So here we have water energy, which is the element that rules the suit of cups. It's all about feelings and emotions and relationships and love. The Five of Cups represents dwelling on issues of the past, dwelling on grief, on loss, on things that you have lost or things that you feel have been taken away from you, as the man on this card is doing. All of his mental and emotional attention is focused on these three cups, which are tipped over and spilled out, representative again of a loss in his life, which he is still pouring all of his energy in. When right behind him are these two beautiful cups, still upright and full, representing blessings that still remain in his life, in his environment, in the form of situations or people. And they can also represent potential opportunities coming his way, which he may miss, or which are already in his environment, which he may miss because he's not paying attention. Because he's too focused on whatever the source of his loss and grief and his loss and grief is. And I think For a lot of us, sometimes when we're faced with brand new beginnings, significant endings, and significant beginnings in our life, particularly when they have not been orchestrated by us, it feels like God, Spirit, your angels, and guides have kind of worked together to clear the ground for you, Capricorn, so that you can clear the ground completely, which is what that death card represents. Excuse me, so that you can rebuild uh, build something new in your life, start over completely. But I feel like because for a lot of you watching, all of this ending and these major changes and this opportunity for a new beginning, perhaps the circumstances which created it were not of your own making. It's left you perhaps in a place where you're feeling a bit intimidated and overwhelmed by what to do, how to start, where to begin, maybe that you don't have as much control as you would like to feel like you have. And sometimes in those situations, there's comfort in dwelling in things on the past, even if it's emotionally challenging or painful things, because they are familiar to us. But spirit is strongly suggesting here, Capricorn, that everything that has happened, everything that has come to an end was meant to come to an end. The ground is being cleared so that you can move forward and build something new in your life. So be aware of that as we're moving through January 2017. Pull back as much of this energy as you can in focusing on what no longer is, and instead take a look around and make sure to give yourself a bit of a gratitude check for the blessings that you do have in your life as you move forward, and start to think about where you want to go from here on, and how you want to build this next portion of your life. And of course, it's a great time to do that as we're starting the new year. So, next we move into the energy of the Ten of Cups, followed by the Four of Cups. So, more emotional energy here. The Ten of Cups is tens representing completion, the culmination of something, the coming full circle. And in this case, because it's emotions, this is feelings and emotions and relationships. There's a strong connection to home and family here. This is being in a place where all the puzzle pieces have finally come together. Um, Kind of waking up in the morning and just feeling really good, feeling like everything is as it should be in your life. There's a strong sense of happiness and contentment of home and family, and just of where your life path energy here is. The fulfillment of all your emotional fulfillment. You can see that all 10 of these cups are upright and full, representing satisfaction, content, harmony, balance, feeling like as if you're in a place in your life where everything is unfolding as it's meant to, where everything feels right. Now, that 10 of Cups is paired with the 4 of Cups. This is a different kind of energy. The 4 of Cups is similar to that 5 of Cups. Again, it feels like this transitional energy for you, Capricorn. You're in that transitional in between place, not really quite sure how to move forward, or perhaps you know exactly what's in front of you to do, but you're still feeling kind of overwhelmed because there's been such a major a closing out of something in your life. The Four of Cups can represent feeling restless, perhaps feeling unappreciative or ungrateful for the things that you have in your life, or for the opportunities that are in front of you. It can represent being emotionally disconnected from where you are in your life path right now, feeling restless, maybe wanting a change, wanting to do something different, but not quite motivated to actually get up and begin to do anything about it. For some of you, this energy could just simply be, having come to the close of the old year and starting the new year, taking a look around at your life and feeling like maybe you want to do something different, go into a different direction, maybe feeling a little bored and discontent with how your life is working out right now, but not really sure what direction you want to go into. Some of you, there's been a major ending in your life and you want to move forward, but you're not exactly clear as to how to go about doing that. And I feel for some of you a sense of exhaustion, of tiredness. It's like, okay, so I'm starting over again. I need to rebuild, and I know that I need to, but I'm not sure what direction to go into. What is it that I need to feel happy? Where is it? What is it that I need in order to reach this Ten of Cups energy? Trying to find a way to build, start something new in your life, build something that you feel really enthusiastic about, passionate about, emotionally connected to as you move forward. And I think the challenge and then temptation for you, Capricorn, during January is to not fall back into the sometimes comfortable place of dwelling on the past. It's about putting that energy into moving forward, looking forward, building, finding something that you can connect to and feel passionate and creative about, um, particularly in regards to where you are in your own life path. It's a great time to set goals and to make a plan to actually how to get there. I think a lot of you are just feeling kind of disconnected. But again, that Wheel of Fortune as your overall energy and this combination of energies we have in this card, divine energy is telling you, and it's going to be with you quite strongly this month, Capricorn. It's telling you that things are going to be just fine. Take this energy that you're spending kind of being discontent and dissatisfied or looking backwards at the past, looking at what no longer remains in your life, and use that to move forward and become action oriented. It's about it's about finding where you're exploring and experimenting and finding where your joy and fulfillment is going to lie and actually begin to take action to move yourself towards that. It's kind of one of those, the message is kind of, okay, it's time to stop. It's time to get up off the couch and actually start rebuilding again, particularly those of you who have had some major closing out in your life. But it looks like uh, whatever has come to a close, whatever chapter is done in your life, it's meant to be. Everything's unfolding as it's meant to. Strong, strong sense of that here in this reading, Capricorn. We have next the Ten of Wands and the Four of Wands. So here we have fire energy, which is the element that governs the suit of wands. And this is that energy in the last half of the month that you really need to take advantage of, because the energy of the suit of wands is very action oriented, fluid, forward moving. It is about creating and building and manifesting, which is what you need to do here. It feels like we start the month kind of, all of these things have ended and you feel kind of lost, kind of drifting, restless, dissatisfied, all of that energy. And it looks like maybe around the middle of the month, things start picking up and you start kind of getting up and putting yourself into the swing of things as we move into the energy of the suit of wands, which is creating, building, manifesting. We have another 10 here, the 10 of wands. Some kind of burden or challenge has come to an end for you, Capricorn, and it's meant to. Remember that tens represent the end of a cycle, and the 10 of wands represents a heavy burden coming to an end. And for some of you, of course, it's gonna, whatever this burden is going to be different depending on who's watching. For some of you, it could just be this cross you've had to carry, an emotional burden of some kind, or even a physical burden, something that you've been working on or working at for quite a long period of time. This could be a job or work situation. It could be a career path. This could be retirement energy. It could be a relationship, divorce for some of you. Something I feel like you've been involved in for a long time: relationship, work, career. Um, uh, Perhaps you've gotten a divorce. A divorce has become final. You've decided to retire. You got let go, or you decided to make a move after a long period of time. A significant path is over. This burden, uh, and whether this burden has been viewed as positive or negative for you is going to vary, but it's coming to an end. You are at the place as this man is. His head is up and he's looking at his destination after carrying these wands successfully for a long period of time. And it's been quite an effort. I mean, they're so heavy he can't even stand up straight. He's finally coming to that place where he can lay those burdens down, stand up and take a deep breath and be free from it and move on into the next chapter of his life, which is what you're doing, Capricorn. Now, that 10 of Wands is paired with the the Four of Wands. This is an excellent card here. Beautiful energy. This is one of the happy home cards. It's a card of celebration, and it can actually represent a celebratory event. And paired with the Ten of Wands, some of you may be having an actual party, an event. It could be a retirement party. It could be an anniversary party, a wedding. It could be, celebrating a divorce. Whatever it is that's come to an end, this is a positive thing. It is something that needed to happen in your life, and there is a celebratory energy about it. And again, I feel like for a lot of you, there is some kind of event, a party that is celebrating whatever this is coming to an end. And the Four of Wands is also considered the happy surprise card. It does have an unexpected element to it of things working out better than you anticipate. It can also represent an ordinary get together or an event or get together that you're already looking forward to. You think it's going to be nice and fun, but actually something happens to elevate it to a new level, something unexpected, but very blessed and fortuitous. And again, remember that the Wheel of Fortune in the upright position is your overall energy this month. It's a good luck month, things working out in your favor this month in ways that you can't quite anticipate or expect. And the Four of Wands kind of bolsters that. So even though you may be feeling a little lost, a little overwhelmed, Capricorn, uh, remember that things are unfolding in the manner that they're supposed to. Divine timing and orchestration is at play here. Just walk the steps that are in front of you to walk. Things are going to work out much better than you can imagine right now, and have faith and trust in that to the best of your ability. And it looks like you're getting on board with that energy in the last half of January. And then the first half of January, just be aware of this energy, this temptation to kind of dwell on the past and in the negative, and not give in so fully to feeling overwhelmed and a little scared about where you're going to go from here on out, because you're being cradled this month. Now, at or towards the end of January 2017, we have the energy of the Ace of Wands with death, transformation. So we end the month with new beginnings as well, which is what the aces represent. They represent the one, potential, promise, the seeds of something which, if they're planted and taken care of, they will eventually grow and manifest into something quite beautiful and profound. So the Ace of Wands represents a new beginning, but this is fire energy here. This is action-oriented, creative. The energy of Wands can represent artistic or creative endeavors or projects. It can represent career, anything that you're moving into. This new beginning is something that you feel very emotionally connected to and fired up about. It is exactly what you need to pull you out of the energy of the Four of Cups, which is the opposite. Where do I go from here? How can I feel tuned into life again, and excited about building something new? Well, we end the month with that energy, very fiery. Again, how the specifics of it, the energy is going to be the same for everyone. It will vary in intensity, and the specifics will vary, but you're moving from an old phase of your life into a new phase. Again, this could be retirement. What are you doing with the rest of your life if you're not going to be working full time? You may be moving from one job that you've been at for a long time into a totally new one. You may be leaving a conventional job and branching off on your own, starting your own business. Some of you may be getting married. Some of you may be getting divorced. Some of you may be starting a brand new project or entrepreneurial thing. However it represents this, however it plays out specifically for you. Major endings and major beginnings as we enter the new year, but there's a celebratory energy around it too. And I feel like there's people around you that are celebrating with you and are there for you, are there to help. It feels like there's love and support around you as well, Capricorn. So take advantage of that, and take your eyes off whatever it's been in the past, whatever you've been dwelling on about the past, particularly any empty areas or loss and grief, and make sure to give yourself a gratitude check about the blessings that you do have in your life and the people that you do have in your life, because it looks like you're going to end January and go into February with a bang, starting something new, creating and building something new, and it's going to be very transformative. That Ace of Wands is paired with death, transformation, which represents again this major significant ending. We begin with the Fool and we end with death. So the ground has been cleared. Whatever has whatever has been removed from your life or has ended in your life, even if it wasn't initiated by you, this is divine energy here. It is time for this new beginning, time to shift into something different, build, create something new. And it looks like it's going to be very, very transformative. And the transformation process is kind of like the giving birth process. It can have its labor pains and come with a fair amount of fear and doubt and insecurity. But again, looking at your overall energy, that Wheel of Fortune in the upright, it's God, Spirit, your angels and guides are strongly with you this month. Take whatever opportunities and options and steps are that are being placed in front of you, Capricorn, because they're there for a reason. Something came to an end for a reason, and you've been given opportunity to have a new beginning and create something new in your life, manifest something new in your life for a reason. There's a lot of potential for joy and passion and enthusiasm as you move forward and put your focus and your energy on that, Capricorn, and that will help lessen and negate any of this energy that you start the month off with, in terms of feeling kind of overwhelmed because it feels like you're in that in between place for a week or two. But it looks like the last half of the month, you kind of get up to speed and kind of gear up and really dive into it. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out for you as we move into February, because I think January is just the tip of the iceberg in whatever this means for you. So, Capricorn, that pretty much wraps up your reading for January 2017. I hope you have enjoyed it, or at least found it useful, that it hasn't confused you too much. If it didn't resonate for you at all, again, make sure to check your rising and your moon sign as well. They may play out a little more predictively for you this month. But for those of you who have watched, I hope that you were able to gain a little bit of insight and food for thought about it, because that's why we do these readings. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the January 2017 mid-month readings. Again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can click on that little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage, and you can send me an email directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks. And until then, as always, Capricorn, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.